Uh, Real quick, just a quick, I guess, you say disclaimer on this video. We did play the Dolphins. They're terrible. They're tanking. Feel bad for them. Somebody get Minka Fitzpatrick out of there. Brian Flores was sold a bill of goods. Listen, somebody get him out of there. Somebody get these people out of there that don't deserve to be in Miami. I'm handing out brown paper bags. If you're a Miami Dolphins fan, if Dolphins gang is around, if you're a Miami Dolphins fan, please let me know. I will donate a brown paper bag to you, custom made, signed. I'll sign it if you even want to. Probably don't want my autograph, but I'll sign it. You deserve better. If you're a season ticket holder, I feel so bad for you. I feel so bad that you're a season ticket holder, but back-to-back home games, like, anywho, let's talk about this game, y'all. Yeah, Izzy, that defense looked very scary. 2017 had an amazing defense as well. Yes, it did. So without further ado, let's talk about the game. So looking at the score, 43-0, you're looking at it and you'll think the Patriots dominated from beginning to end, and you're somewhat right. However, it was a lot of times, and I felt like communication. We're still trying to incorporate AB in the offense, and also too, Isaiah Wynn went down with a foot injury. We don't know the severity of that. Marcus Cannon was a no-go today, so it's not an injury that should keep him out for too long, like nothing major. He'll probably be back next week, hopefully. Again, he was a game-time decision today, so I think, get a couple shots and everything. He'll be good next week. Isaiah Wynn, we'll see. And yeah, Newhouse and Cunningham played fairly well. Yeah, they played all right. They had a couple penalties and everything for the circumstances they were in, and just being thrown out there. They did decent, I would say. However, you can tell that we changed our game plan a lot once Isaiah Wynn went out. We changed that game plan a lot, kind of affected us and everything. And it took until the very end where our defense got a couple pick sixes for us to get the offense going. And Brady typically likes to stay on the field anyway throughout the whole game. And I think one of the reasons was, we already won the game. We was out there running the football, and then I think our last drive we started throwing, and I was like, "Yo, they just shot pour salt in the wounds." But maybe that was Brady saying, "All right, listen, we got to prepare for these situations in case Isaiah Wynn isn't there." They pretty much shut down AB during the second half. It was just like, "All right, you did your thing. We got you heavily involved. Now let's go back to regular schedule program. We got you out there, got you running some routes, got you a touchdown. Hope you're happy." And he really didn't do that much in the second half. So, but yeah. We got a good defense. Oh, yeah, we definitely got a good defense. Again, arguably the best defense in the NFL. Don't want to go too far with that. But again, like I said, I'm looking at this in the grand scheme of things. It's the Dolphins. We got to keep that in mind. It's the Dolphins. Now, I want to see. Can I share my screen? What if I can share my – I can't share my screen. I forgot. This isn't I think I can. I'm going to find a way to share my screen eventually on this YouTube streaming thing. I don't think you can. I know when I was doing my Google Hangouts, I could. But I don't think I can right now. So eventually I think I might just got to start streaming through OBS and playing some stuff I don't want to play. But anyway, getting back to that's just something I'm just rambling at this point. But talking about this game, if I had to give an MVP for this game, it has to honestly be the defense, man. Like, I don't know. There isn't a certain person, I guess I'll say, on defense. Let's look at the defensive stats. Normally I start with the offense, but let's talk about the defense for just a little bit. But let me scratch that. Before we talk about the defense played well. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Antonio Brown made his Patriot debut, made it actually his NFL debut this season, because remember, he didn't play week one. I think he only played one time in the preseason. He made his NFL debut this season, a regular season, preseason debut. Patriot debut. Again, my words mixed up. AB over there, 4 catches, 56 yards, a touchdown, and he had a rush for 5 yards. I believe he had about 9 to 10 targets, so he was targeting the ball a lot. He was feeding him. A couple plays go by, easy out route completion. Then I think he had like another out curl route completion. It should be good now. But yeah, Antonio Brown did his thing, force fed him a little bit. There was one drive where we ended up, I think, settling for a field goal. I think we made that field goal, if I'm not mistaken. That's another thing we're going to have to talk about. Antonio Brown had 3 opportunities where we could have scored a touchdown on, and I think 2 of the 3, I would say, a bad pass by Brady. I think the other one was a miscommunication the first time. AB was thinking it's going to be a seam right. He's going to get the ball over the top. Brady wanted him more towards the sideline, towards the pylon, so be away from the defender. Miscommunication there. And then the couple ones, especially the one where he beat Eric Rowe clean, like he beat him cleanly, and Brady just threw a terrible pass. And Brady knew that and everything. And so, miscommunication, some bad plays on Brady, but AB could have had 2 touchdowns in his debut. But he did a pretty good job, though. Again, we'll see how everything goes out with his settlement case and everything. That's another topic for another day. But back to the main thing, the defense, man. Looking at these stats for the defenders, Adam Butler making his splash play or plays, had 2 sacks. But I was really impressed with that Gilmore pick 6. And again, if I can show this, I would. But basically, on that pick 6 with Gilmore in the fourth quarter, it was all led because it was basically a play action bootleg to the right for Fitzpatrick, faked it to Keon Drake, and it's rolling out. You got basically a check down for Drake in front of you. You have another receiver behind or jumped it, and it was a pick 6. That was probably my impressive play of the game right there, because although it was a pick 6 and people want to say Gilmore got that pick 6, it was because of how it was set up. Other than the other pick 6 that we had with Jamie Collins, but that was just, receiver bobbled it up in here, and Jamie Collins, it still is impressive, just snagged it out the air. Because normally when it happens like that, especially a linebacker that, they're trying to locate the ball, they bobble it themselves a little bit, and then they be able to recover. Jamie Collins saw that, just easily snagged. They kept running in stride like nothing happened. That just shows, again, when we originally had him, again, like I said, he is an athlete, man. He was a very talented linebacker, and again, I'm glad that we have him back, especially at this price. And again, hopefully that, the situation that happened when he left, looks like he's correcting it. Again, I think he had a team high 6 tackles last week. This week he has a pick 6, was looking good. I think it was on that first drive. They did a wide receiver reverse with Jakeem Grant, and he snuffed that out. He sniffed that out and easily destroyed that in the backfield. Look at the chat, Sydney destruction. That's all it was, man. We were destroying them every time. Yep, he got the last pick too, and we got the Jets up next. You are correct. Looking at the defense again more, Devin McCourty had a pick again. Stephon Gilmore. I'm gonna get the player in Stephon Gilmore, man. Gilly gets the player of the game, because the more I talk about the defense, and if I had to pick one person, I gotta say Stephon Gilmore. He was responsible for 2 picks. The pick that Devin McCourty had, Stephon Gilmore reached out, and again, similar to the Jag situation, but this time he just able to tip it up out the air. And it was a tip drill. Devin McCourty was able to catch it, get about a couple yards and stuff, and that was that interception. Again, Gilmore was locking up on receivers too. Again, they don't have the best receivers, but Gilmore was doing his thing. I need to look at the advanced stats. I don't think Gilmore really let up a catch in man coverage today. I could be wrong. But yeah, see, best corner in the game. That's what I said. I would argue that you can keep Ramsey. If you have Jalen Ramsey as your best corner in the game, I wouldn't argue that, because Jalen Ramsey, he's the dog that been doing it. But if Gilmore isn't in your top 2 corners, there's something wrong with your list. There's something wrong. Insane secondary and multiple number 1 corners, in my opinion. Number 1 corners, I don't know about that one. J.C. Jackson's a great corner, but is he really a true number 1? I don't know that, but he is a great corner. I would say that, we have the best secondary in the game, probably, with Devin McCourty, Patrick Chung, Deron Harmon at the back end, and then you have J.C. Jackson, Jason McCourty, Stephon Gilmore. I will argue that we have the best secondary overall. I don't know if we necessarily have any number 1s, just because I don't see Jason McCourty being a number 1 anymore. And the Titans, yeah, he was a number 1. J.C. Jackson, does he have the potential to be that? He has the potential to be that, but I wouldn't say, we have number 1 corners right now. We have potential, but I wouldn't say it now. But back to this defense. Calvin Noy missed last week because he was expecting a kid. I think James White is also expecting a kid, but he made the trip, though. Actually got the last touchdown on the screen pass, so hopefully everything is good with him and his family. And Chase Winovich, the fan favorite on defense. Long hair, don't care, got himself a sack. Michael Bennett, I literally forgot Michael Bennett was on the squad. I'm not even going to lie. Michael Bennett even got himself a sack. Like, literally, sacks galore for everybody, man. Patrick Chung got hurt. I think he's going to be okay. Danny Shelton, he was getting looked at by the concussion people in the tent last time I saw. Danny Shelton even got himself a sack. Like, again, the Dolphins, like, we look great, and I understand that we should be happy. We should be, looking at this, like, we can build on this, but we also got to keep in mind this is the Dolphins, and the Dolphins are tanking again. I know it's in Miami. I was thinking this could potentially be a trap game because for some reason, no matter how bad the Dolphins are, they always manage to contend with us in some form way in Miami. Again, it's about 100 degrees with humidity out there, but we would manage to get the job done. This defense played well, and I'm loving this defense ever since. So let's go ahead and talk about these grades. And I'm going to start with the defense, honestly. The defensive line, I got to give them an A+, man. The defensive line played excellent, man. Again, like I talked about Adam Butler on them plays. A guy that I was watching out for this season, and I think I had him in my top 5 players I was going to watch out for. Deatrick Wise, he did not was a healthy scratch today. We'll see what's happening with that. It seems like he's been a healthy scratch the past couple of years. I like Wise, but I don't know what's going on with him. We'll get to see on that. But off the defensive line played excellent, man. Danny Shelton, Adam Butler, all those boys played extraordinarily well. Linebacker core, Jamie Collins. Yeah, it might be a matchup thing because he does like the defensive tackle and anything. I don't know. But linebackers, I gotta give the linebackers an A+ too, man. Jamie Collins balled out, man. Dante Hightower did his thing. Chase Winovich did his thing too. The linebackers, man, they all balled out today, man. Like it was crazy. It was crazy. Looking at these stats too, we only gave up about quick math. Like about 40, 50 yards. It was at a certain point in the game where Antonio Brown himself had more yards than the Dolphins defense in general. And then all these yards, like they started getting it towards the end. Like, this is crazy. Linebackers got to give you A+ too, just like the defensive line. Secondary, I'm going to give the secondary an A, an A-. In fact, they did pretty great. However, when Josh Rosen came in the game, you can talk about how this is garbage time, how those guys weren't playing. We still had starters out there when Josh Rosen was in the game, so let's not forget about that. And he also Josh Rosen had 2 dots, and his receivers dropped it. Jakeem Grant beat his guy. I think who was the other guy? Was it Parker? It might have been Parker. I don't know, but he had 2 dots in the fourth quarter. And one of them was going to be a touchdown with Jakeem Grant, and he just dropped it. J.C. Jackson had a beautiful play on, I think it was Parker. I think it was in the first quarter, second quarter. I know it was in the first half where he kind of jumped up on the sideline. Looked like he caught it, but J.C. Jackson was fighting it the whole time, and he never really had possession. And against Stephon Gilmore with a pick 6, contributing with another pick to Devin McCourty. What else than more to say on that? So that defense, they get an A- now. Special teams. We're going to do offense last. Special teams. Did we punt the ball today? I don't know. Did we punt the ball today? Yeah, we punted it 3 times. Okay. It didn't feel like we punted the ball, but I know we didn't score every possession. Punting. Special teams, if I had to do punting itself, punting gets an A. It's an A, inside of the yard line 3 times. Gotskowski. And Jake Bailey too, because maybe it's someone on Jake Bailey too, because remember, normally the punter's the holder. So I don't want to blame Gotskowski for everything. But Gotskowski missed 3 kicks. He missed a kick last week, I believe. He missed 2 extra points today and a field goal. Is it time? Is it time, Gots? Past few years, you've been slowly declining. Now, you're always in the upper echelon of kickers, but it's like, is it time? Is it time to move on? I don't know. But Gotskowski got to do better, man. He gets an F for today. I'm sorry. He gets an F. That was pitiful. That was a pitiful performance today. And I know Gotskowski 64 yards, 2 TDs, as well as a rushing touchdown. I know he kicks horrible, but I'm just like, these past few years, I've seen a lot of slow decline. So Tom Brady, 20 and 28, 264 yards, 2 TDs, and 1 rush touchdown. Tom Brady, you are going to get a B+ for today's game. You could have got an A or A- had you would have hit Antonio Brown, but you missed him on a few throws. And I kind of blame you on that, man. Again, miscommunication. You're trying to get everything together with AB. I understand. I get it. That's why I'm giving him a B+, so I'm not worried about it. But a couple of throws he did make was a little bit bad, so I'm going to give him a B+. But, again, nonetheless, still pretty good performance again. Lamar Jackson threw 5 TDs, like 300-some yards on the Dolphins defense. That should let you know that Brady can do even more. Looking at the running back, Sonny Michel, Rex Burkhead, James White. If I got to give the running backs a grade, I'm going to give them an A. Sony Michel, 21 carries, 85 yards, and a touchdown. James White had a screen touchdown. Rex Burkhead, 5 carries, 21 yards. He got in there. He got active. He also got 47 yards receiving. He had that deep catch. I think it was on the last drive where Brady dropped into the bucket. Got to give him an A, man. The running backs did their thing. It was a collective effort. Again, Sony Michel got going a little bit. Finally seeing that, okay. Just looking at this, looking at this offense, man. You got AB on the outside or in the spot. You got Edelman over there. You got Josh Gordon outside. You got White motion now. You got Burkhead. You got Sony Michel. Oh my God, man! This offense is going to be crazy. Sony Michel running the football. Those three guys, and again, I just can't wait. I can't wait till everything comes together. Wide receivers. Also, I can't forget James Devlin. Also, almost got a touchdown. Shout out to James Devlin. Hopefully, everything's good with him. But wide receivers, I'm going to give the wide receivers a B in this game. Josh Gordon got going a little bit towards the second half. You know, in first half, they were trying to force AB the ball. Let's keep it how it is. Let's call it a spade. They were trying to force AB the ball, get him used to the rhythm, trying to get acclimated, have him, you know, feel good about himself, get some momentum going into the next week and everything, because you're going to need that. You're going to need him to be able to be bought all into his into this. Julian Edelman did a pretty good job. AB, like I said, scored a touchdown. Who else? Philip Dorsett, great. I think it was started in 17. Had a great out route. Had to make a diving catch to make it first down. Got 18 yards. He did his thing. Like I said, Edelman did good, and Antonio Brown, he did his thing too. And again, showing that game showed us the talent of Antonio Brown. Like, and I think Brady doesn't realize it. I mean, he probably realized it, but it's different than actually having it. When the Dolphins lined up in one-on-one band coverage, and Edelman, who's a great route runner, it's just he doesn't have that separation and everything. Josh Gordon, big physical receiver, doesn't have that separation. When you get a guy like AB, who not off of like a slant or a cross route can get separation, I'll talk about separation on a go route. Like, I'm talking about his footwork and everything. Man, like, that was crazy. Like I said, we had a lot of holding calls too because we was able to get separation. AB, I think, calls like 2 or 3. Edelman had a couple. So who do you double to? In fact, it's too much talent. And the thing is, we don't even have N'Keal Harry yet. Like, we don't, like, does he even be needed this year? He's going to be needed, obviously. But, you know, looking at this game and how we, you know, been playing these past couple weeks, I think what's going to happen is to replace Gronk, we're going to run some forward wide receiver sets, because think about it. Gordon, Edelman, AB, Philip Dorsett. Who's your corner going to guard? You're not that deep at corner. Like, I'm sorry. Like, the only team that might be deep at that is the Chargers. And even then, they're not that deep at that to handle that talent. You want to have Desmond King or Casey Hayward on AB? Okay, that's fine. You want to have Edelman on your third string quarter? That's fine. Gordon on your third string quarter? That's fine. That's easy. It's too easy. And then let's say by some chance you get your safety helping on the AB. You know, you got your best cornerback on Josh Gordon. You got your safety, you know, looking around, making sure that Edelman's good. And you got Phil Dorsett handled. Who gonna guard the running back out the backfield? Who gonna guard James White? Your linebacker? That ain't happen. It's too much talent. Yeah, like I said, the Chargers and Chargers. I just use the Chargers as an example, just because they have one of the best secondaries in the game. You know, you can say that about the Ravens, you can say about the Jaguars. I just use the Chargers as an example, just because they have a lot of weapons on the secondary. But yeah, even Lacoste, he had a great catch. Brady threw a bad ball too for him, which again threw a bad pass. Lacoste was able to make up for it and caught it behind him and secured it for a first down. So got to give the wide receivers some love, man. They got to be. They did solid. Could have been a little bit better, but they did solid today. Moving on to the O-line, man. The O-line, I'm going to give the O-line about a B- on today, just because, you know, and I understand, you know, we didn't have our starter 2 tackles for a majority of the game. Isaiah Wynn goes down midway through. Marcus Cannon doesn't suit up. But, yeah, like I said, should have been a touchdown. But, you know, the offense line did pretty good. You know, Shaq Mason held his own. Again, should be an All-Pro this year. I believe. I don't know why he hasn't been All-Pro or Pro Bowl. That's just up to me. Joe Thuney, he did pretty good today, and we're still getting used to having no David Andrews. So, man, like I said, if I got to give an MVP a game ball, it has to be Stephon Gilmore. So, next week we have the Jets. No Sam Darnold. He has mono. He's going to be out about 3 to 7 weeks at least. Hopefully he gets better. Le'Veon Bell, If y'all hear noise in the background, it's people riding dirt bikes. Don't worry about it. I got like outside my apartment, Jesus. But should the Dolphins be investigated at this point? Listen, a dialogue might have to happen. A dialogue might have to happen. Breeze and Ben both injured today. Yeah. Oh, Breeze got hurt? What happened to Breeze? They're playing now. I mean, my TV's turning around so I can't see. But what happened to Breeze? I have the TV muted right now. I was want to watch the game. What happened? Let me know what happened. He injured his thumb on his throwing hand or his offhand. Like, which one is it? Let me know. So Dolphins, yeah, like I said, Dolphins got to be investigated. Dialogue has to be made. Dolphins have almost no talent. Yeah, they're clearly tanking for a quarterback. And again, they have Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen Josh Rosen's getting low-key a bad rep. I think, in my opinion, Arizona got rid of him because, new coach come in there. He want Kyler Murray. All right, fine, whatever. I was talking to my boy Hampton. He said, we can't keep using that excuse because they say he can't keep using that excuse just because he couldn't beat out Ryan Fitzpatrick, a journeyman, in the quarterback battle, which is true. But again, I just feel like you put Josh Rosen in. I'm not necessarily the right system, but put him in a system where the coaches believe in him, where they invested in him a little bit. And I feel like Josh Rosen good. Again, coming out of college, I thought he was the best quarterback throwing the football. Better than Baker, better than Lamar, better than Josh Allen, better than Darnold. I thought he was the best quarterback coming out that draft class. So I feel like he can still be pretty good. He's just not in a situation. But yeah, the Dolphins are just tanking at this point. They're probably going to get two worse somebody, and Josh Rosen's going to be traded yet again for no reason. Low key, I would say the Lions, but now the Lions is poverty. I don't want them to go there. Low key, stay with me now. The Buccaneers get rid of Jameis, and they go after Josh Rosen with Bruce Arians. I think that can work. Josh Rosen, Bruce Arians, I think that works. Who knows? Maybe Josh Rosen is a New England Patriot. Nah, we got Jared Stidham. I'm joking. we got Stidham. It's his throwing hand? Okay. I'm just joking. But yeah, let me know who y'all MVPs are. Let me know who would you give your game ball to. Like I said, my game ball is going to go to Stephon Gilmore. Again, Gilly. Let me just read off his stats so I am accurate with all my information. Where's it at? There it is. Two assisted tackles, had one pick six, and it was also a tipped interception. Had a couple swats and everything too. Let's see. My boy over here gave it to Gilmore, the defensive as a whole, the D-line. Like I said, I could give it to the defense as a whole, but if I had to choose one, I would give it to Stephon Gilmore. Boy balled out, played his heart out, did his thing. Again, like I said, moving on to the Jets. You got to keep in mind, we just played the Dolphins. Is what it is. The Jets may be a little bit more difficult. You said Gilmore too, Raisin? Okay. Maybe a little bit more difficult. They have Livingston Bell. They actually have a star person there, but I think we're still going to win this game, man. Again, I think this is good. Have these tune-up games going on. Get ready, AB, Brady, get this chemistry down, and we're going to be a scary sight, man. So I don't want to talk too much, man. I don't want to hold you guys up on this Sunday. I want to go watch some football. I know you want to watch some football. I appreciate everybody who came to the stream, who left a like, commented, all that stuff. Again, I appreciate that. It means so much to me. And I'll catch you next time, y'all. Peace.